Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 10 of our Transport Fever 2 Let's Play. If you guys are new to the series, definitely check out some of the older videos, both in this series and my previous series. They're both linked in the description below. And if you're a returning viewer, as always, like and comment, let me know how I'm doing, and subscribe for more videos. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into episode 10 here. So we're just taking a look at that massive oil sand delivery line that we set up at the end of last episode. And it's just running in here to pick up more oil sand. It's doing great on speed. It's doing awesome, making right around 11 million per delivery. So that is really impressive. And one thing that I want to do is I want to level up this this network so that we can get a bit more production, make a bit more money, and eventually support a second train on here. Although, truthfully, it looks like we can just about support a second train already, which is awesome to see. So, in order to do that, or I guess before we start, I went through and decorated this line a little bit and just kind of cleaned it up. You know, smoothed out a lot of this stuff, added in some nice ballast in some of the areas, like here where it runs kind of along the sand. I added in some more ballast along that. We have our first girder, steel girder bridge. I extended this point out here. Remember, we did that to get the slope right. Put in some rocks here just to make it look a little bit cleaner, and just kind of carried that on down the line. But anyway, one thing that I want to do is I want to start to deliver fuel to more of these cities that need it. So, for instance, this production here at Bridgehouse, Honiton can use fuel. Honiton could definitely take a fuel delivery. So one thing that I was thinking is I could run another rail line down here. The issue is that I don't really have the space to put in another track. So I might delete this out and then add in a new platform with 2 tracks on it. And then we could just parallel down this road, or down this track rather, and then branch off down here to deliver it into Honiton. So if that's what we want to start with, let's just pause this real quick because we're kind of going to break this line. I'm going to back this bridge out so that we can kind of straighten it back out. And then let's come in here with a cargo rail station with 2 platforms. And let's spin this around. And we're going to want this in here, and I kind of actually want to line it up a little bit better than it was previously. And that's now in catchment there. So I'm going to run the oil sand delivery into this platform. The reason being is that the fuel delivery is going to run on this outside track and then branch off over to Honiton. So let's come through here really quick and just kind of clean this up a little bit. You can see the remnants of what I did last time. So we'll go ahead and add in some ballast there and then clean it up with a little bit of grass. Just like that. And then we'll kind of do the same over here. So I'll fill it in with grass, and then I'll come back over here with some ballast. Just kind of fill this out a little bit, right at the point that it bridges. Okay, so now we have an issue. So let's manage this line. And here I want it to go to platform 2. And now if we start that back up, there should be no issue. I'm just going to come over here and check, make sure that that train is running. It is. And it is trying to get up to speed as best it can. Just want to make sure time is running here, so we'll go to quarter time. And I'm just interested, actually, I'm going to let that run just to see how long it takes to get to its top speed there. So it's already at 30, 31. So it's there. I would imagine probably right around this intersection is where it kind of gets up to 50. It's certainly going to take a little while. But anyway, let's go ahead and add in this fuel delivery. So I'll take this out onto this bridge. And we will just follow this track all the way down. And now where do we want to branch off? So let's take a look at the terrain. And let's figure out where we want this station. So I'm going to do a terminus station. This will just be 240 meters. So I'll flip this around. And maybe we'll put this cargo station kind of out of town a little bit. So like if I put it in there, and then we'll do a truck delivery into town. So I'll put a road in there. And now let's get a platform with one truck stop on there. Then we'll add these in just like that. So we'll want a road in there. And then I wonder if I can connect that up. Might be too close. Yeah, I can connect that up. And now let's go ahead and add in our stop. So they're going to come into town. And I could have them drop off right about there. And we'll make this orange for fuel. And at this rail station, I want them to wait forever. So this is going to be a truck route, and it's going to be Honiton fuel. Oh, let's see. Accidentally added a slash there. So Honiton fuel, awesome. And now we have a road depot here. So why don't we go ahead and get a couple of these, maybe 3, onto that line. And now we can go ahead and connect up this rail line. And let's see, so if I curve it down to there, and then maybe just branch it right off into there, that should work. And now let's go ahead and establish a new line here. And this I will make, let's make this an orange color as well, because we're going to be delivering the fuel. And at the fuel refinery, it'll wait for a full load for 120 seconds. So this is going to be a rail line, and it's going to be from Bridge House to Honiton fuel. And now we're going to need to figure out a way to get trains onto here. And I could use this siding here. What it would mean is that I would need to bring a track over here. So like if I took a track right through like that. I don't know if that's really what I want to do. Could put a track in right here. Yeah, let's do that. So if I bring this, let's just make sure that there's no terrain issues. There aren't. So if I turn this around, kind of put that right there. Can I get this? No, too much curvature. All right. So let's see now. Let's see how I can make this work. So if I branch this off like that. And then I just kind of curve it like that, and then we'll run it straight from there. Maybe out to here. And now if I put this on, that will work. And we'll go ahead and run the parallel track as we do. And then we'll go ahead and curve that on. And now I want a non-one-way signal coming right like that. And let's go ahead and get a train onto this line. So I'll probably go with a Baldwin because this isn't going to be nearly as long. The Baldwin has a top speed of 37. These have a top speed of 50. So that kind of makes me think we could go with a Mogul. Or a 10-wheeler. It's really not that much more expensive for the 10-wheeler, so I think that's what we'll do. And this is going to be... We have a 240-meter platform. So I'll go ahead and get that train on there. And now let's just take a look here. This has 18 cars. So if we come in here and we go to our cars, we want this next tier. So we want the 1900 US, yeah. So that's 4. I think that's 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 12. And how many did we say that this had? 18. So I need 6 more. So 1, 2, 3. 6 more. Nice. All right. So that train's getting going now. We'll just speed that up a little bit. And now this should start delivering to Honiton, because that's connected here. Or Honiton, yeah. And it is. Awesome. Which means we're going to have to increase the supply of oil sand to this facility. Because it's going to run out, I imagine, before this train comes back with another delivery. So because that is the case, let's start to double up this track wherever we can. So I can double up the track very easily here. I actually can't. Well, I can, I just have to go on the other side. And maybe we'll come right about here. So we'll bring this all the way down. Probably double up this bridge. I'll probably just double up this whole thing, truthfully. Back that out a little bit. There's a collision. Oh, it's because of the bridge. Okay, so let's just pause this really quick, because we're going to need to fix this by leveling out a chunk of terrain here. Alright, so if I bring this out a little bit, I'll branch that off. And now if we smooth out this terrain, just like that, let's see if we can make this connection without having to fiddle with it that much. Yep, so we can make that now. Okay, great. So we have that connection made, and now we're going to need a signal one way, like that. And then we're going to come all the way back down here. The reason I'm not doubling up this steel bridge is that would be a very expensive bridge to make. And I think it would be pretty cool to have, you know, a... so what is the issue here now? It's probably this little piece of terrain that we fiddled with. So now we'll come back and we'll smooth that out a little bit, and I'll fix that off screen. And now we'll just double this up. We'll bring this all the way out here. Double it right across there. And now let's see, can we sneak by there? We can't. So what I'll probably do is flip these tracks. So we'll back this out a little bit. And I'll connect that in there. And then we'll run this down the outside. And honestly, with the amount of track that we are doubling, it might just make sense to go back and double that that steel bridge as well. We'll just take this across. This is now an enormous bridge. Okay, and now we kind of get into a bit of an interesting spot. So I'm going to delete out some of this track. We'll take this to about there. And this is gonna take a little bit of work to get right. So let's just go ahead and put this in like this. Bring this all the way out here. Missed a little piece of track right there. And now if I take this over to here, we can just sneak through. Perfect. And now let's see if we have enough space to merge in. We just barely do. So we'll want signals there. And then let's set this to auto signal, and we'll go with 400 meter spacing. And we'll start it there. So now this is our first track that has auto signal going on. And it looks like it came to right there. So we'll send that back. And now we're going to want some more signaling. So that stopped right about there. So I'll start it up again right there. Send it back. A little bit more auto signaling. Came to right there. Send that back. And now I just want to check down at this end. Perfect. Okay. So now that's completely doubled up. And our train is going back on the correct side. However, now this is entering on the wrong side. So we'll delete that out. And we'll need to add a track in right here. I'll delete that signal out, and now we're going to need a set of signals right here. So we'll want one ways there, and one ways there, and then we'll want a non-one way here. And I will make this a double switch. And I'll delete all of those signals out. And now if we come onto here, I just want to add a whole nother train. So now we'll have a second train on this line. We will need to add another siding. So we'll go ahead and do that. And now we'll need to add in these cars. And again, these are the next tier. So these are going to be flat car with side stakes. I wish I could just copy all of this. But I cannot. So that's 4. That's 8. 12. I think that's right. All right, so now we have 2 trains running on this line, which is awesome. And this train is here now, waiting for some fuel, which is great. This is going to end up running out of oil sand before the next shipment gets down here, but thankfully we at least have 2 on here now, which is good. Okay, so that's great. So now we're going to be delivering oil or fuel into Honiton, which is great. And now I also want to figure out where else we can deliver fuel. So we have fuel being delivered here into Clune. It looks like we can get a couple more delivery vehicles on there. I might get 2 more. And we have 2 trains on there already. But I also want to figure out where else needs fuel. So we have fuel being produced here, and we have fuel being produced here. We have 3 cities up here that need fuel. So we could deliver from Clune up to Morecambe. We could also deliver over to Verwood and Spennymoor. Interesting. The only fuel that's here that doesn't really have somewhere else to deliver is this one. This Newcastle. And now that I'm thinking about it, it might have been easier to deliver this fuel here and then this one somewhere else. But it's too late. We've already put that rail line in. So let's figure out how to get this Clune fuel probably up here to Morecambe, I think, would be the best way to do it. So we could truck it. We could put it on a train. Potentially we could ship it, although we have these bridges to contend with. I could put in a little canal through there. What does the terrain look like if we wanted to do rail? Oh yeah, it's terrible. I forgot how terrible this terrain was. How does this one look? So how could we get fuel from here up here? We could ship it right around here and bring it up to Spennymoor. That might not be the worst idea because we already have this port here. So if we add another landing, we're going to have to do a little bit of terrain work to make that work. So if we just dig that out a little bit, still outside of navigable waters. There we go. Alright, so we'll put a large landing on there. And now we're going to need to fix this terrain. So we'll just come through here and clean that up. Okay. So now we have a big harbor here. We'll come right out here, and we'll ship it up here to Spennymoor. So the question is, where do we want to ship it? And I think we'll probably ship it right to here. So if I put in a cargo harbor, let me spin this around. And we just got a new, Clune now accepts a new cargo type. So they accept machines as well. Alright, so we'll come onto here. We will add a cargo harbor with a large landing. Delete the small landing off of there. We will add in a road. We'll just bring that road right up here. And now the question is, where do we want to put our truck stop? And I think we'll put it in right here. So we'll extend that out a little bit, and let's get a truck stop with one stop on it. Put that in right here. And I'll probably buffer this with buildings, just because I don't want this to get too big. Just because of the terrain. Gonna delete that out a little bit, just so that we can line it up really well here. So if I put that there, and then connect that in. This just really wants to curve, so I'll probably accept that curve. That's not terrible. And then we'll just smooth this out a little bit. And now let's figure out where we need to drop this fuel. So they'll be coming into town here. I might have them drop right here, right before this rail crossing. And then I will probably connect... Oh, that slope. That's right. Interesting. So what if we bring a road back here? Then we connect that in there. Okay. So in that case, I'm going to actually have them drop here. Delete that out. And now let's see what this line will do. So from the Spennymoor port, right up here. And I really want them to use this road to go around, so that's what I'm going to have them do. I'm going to make this orange, because we're going to be delivering fuel. And I'm going to have them wait forever to make that delivery. So this is going to be the Spennymoor fuel truck route. And now let's go ahead and get a couple trucks on here. So I might get 3. And we'll put them on that line. And now we'll set up a new line from Retford to Spennymoor. And I'll make this a little darker orange. And I want them to wait for a full load for maybe 2 minutes before they head up here. And now this is going to be a shipping route from Retford to Spennymoor. Just making sure I spelled that right. And this is going to be fuel. And now let's go ahead and get a ship on here. We got the Vandal, actually. We unlocked it towards the end of the last video. So I'll probably get one of those, and I'll put that on this fuel delivery. And then I'll probably come into this existing fuel line and swap these out with Vandals as well. And then the other thing I wanted to do is I wanted to check these trains Yeah, these can definitely get bigger. So let's go ahead and get probably some Baldwins on there. And we will get more cargo. So we'll bring those up to 233. And truthfully, this whole line could probably be doubled up at this point. So I'm just going to pause, and I'm going to do that really quick. So let's just go ahead and double this up. So I'll bring that all the way down to there. Just do a quick cleanup of this line. Connect that in there. Connect that in there. Now we're going to need a new signal. And I'll get rid of that one. Okay. And now we can let this run. These are much bigger trains now. So we're going to get a lot more. Let's see, what's the issue here? All right, so that guy's going to be going back with a full load of crude. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And now we've got these vandals on here to pick up oil. That took 2 whole fuel. Awesome. But this is starting to deliver fuel to Spennymoor, which is great, and we're increasing the amount of oil. We will probably have to incorporate this next oil well at some point in the near future, but I think for now we'll be okay. But that's good. That's great, actually. We're getting decent passenger numbers on this ferry. Not quite as many as I had hoped for, but, you know, it is what it is. How are these trains doing? They're not quite... They're running full in some instances, but not others. Like, that's got 72, which is pretty good. There's a full load here that wants to go up to Dudley. And then there's a ton here that want to go down to Honiton, which is very good to see. But all right, some of the other stuff. So let's figure out how to get some fuel up here to Morecambe. Actually, Morecambe's going to wait, because I think this is a super easy... This is a very easy lift right here. If we just go ahead and put a harbor in, cargo harbor, right here. And we'll go ahead and put in a large landing. I'm going to go ahead and flatten out some of this terrain. Just so that we can put in a... what is it? A truck stop. So I'll put that in like that, and now we'll put in a truck stop here. Right like that. Let's go ahead and configure this. We'll make it a little bit bigger. Put in one of these little buildings. And we will connect this in like so. And now let's figure out where we need to deliver this fuel. So they'll come into town here. And I might have them drop it right here. And then exit. And I'll just make this orange, as always, for the fuel. I'll have them wait forever. And now this is going to be a truck route, and it's going to be Verwood fuel. And let's go ahead and get some trucks on there. I think our nearest depot is right over here. So why don't we get 3 on that line, onto Verwood fuel. And now over here, we need to get a harbor in. So let's see. If I put a... road in like that. And then we come in here and just kind of smooth out this terrain. Can I get a cargo harbor in here? So it'd have to go like that. That looks terrible. Let me just back this out. I just need to kind of think about how to orient this. Let's see, if I put that in there, can I get a road in here that will work? So if I just put that road in like that, and then I bring it up there, okay, yeah, that's in catchment, so that's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and put in the landing like that. And now let's run a new line from Clune to Verwood. And at Clune, wait for a full load for 2 minutes. And we'll say that this is a shipping route from Clune to Verwood, and this is going to be fuel. Okay, and now we're going to need a ship depot. So I'll probably try and just put that in right here. That works. So let's get a Vandal on there. And this actually just reminded me, this line could definitely use some Vandals. So if we go on here and we swap these out for the Vandal, that should work great. Okay. So, where did that ship go? So he's here, he's waiting for some fuel. This is going to start allocating fuel over to Verwood, which is going to be good. And then we've already got the trucks here waiting to deliver that fuel into town. Awesome. And you can see that the money is really starting to pile up, which is great to see. That guy already made his first delivery, so let's see. He's coming back to pick up fuel. And how much is here? 44. Okay. And this has a ton of oil in reserve, which is great. Is this leaving with a full load? No, it is not. These are definitely bringing full loads. We really need this to level up. That's the key. Because I can't really add on more trains if they're not going to have the capacity. That's picking up a full load right away and running up here. So, and this actually has a huge stockpile. So we really need this to level up in order to then get everything down the chain to level up. Might add a couple more vehicles onto here to deliver fuel, because you can see that we are maxed out. Because this is kind of a long delivery, truthfully. That's okay, though. How is this train doing? Decent numbers. Good amount of people wanting to go back up to Ashby. Huge number of people wanting to go over to Dudley. I'm just going to smooth this out around here just a little bit. That's actually a line that I forgot to clean up off screen. So why don't we run this train right up here into Verwood. So I'm going to use a 240 meter terminus passenger station. Let's see. I might run it like right in here. Right on the corner. Actually, what I might do is carry this road in at a bit better of an angle. And then I might put it center of this road. Or roughly center. Put it in right there. This has really good catchment. So Honiton now demands tools, which is great. This brush a little bit bigger. Just kind of clean up some of this terrain around here. So let's see where we want to go. I probably just want to jump straight across here. So if I put a bridge in right there, and then connect that in. Let's see, is this road being used? It is not. So we'll delete it out. So that it's not in our way. And then we'll connect in there. And then we will connect into that station, which is really nice. So now let's take this Ashby line, and after Ashby, run all the way up here to Verwood, and then back to Ashby. And we want these to wait for a full load for 60 seconds at each of these stops. Just like that. And now this is actually going to be the Ashby to Verwood rail line. And we're going to need to put a little bus in here. So let's put a bus stop there. And now, can I catch this whole city with just another bus stop? I can, right there. And I actually like that purple. And now this will be a bus, and this will be Verwood bus to train. And let's actually go ahead and add in a road depot into downtown Verwood. So we'll add it over here in this industrial area, and we can go ahead and get a bus on here. And this will be bus to train. We'll just do one for now. And speaking of one, it actually made me think whether I needed two on this line. I guess yeah. They're doing fine. Not great, but just fine. So I think I'll leave that. This says 41 people on it. That's pretty good. Pretty sure this ferry line is still doing terrible. It's got 6 people. 3 wanting to come back. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. But okay, so now we have this rail line in here, and we should start to see a good amount of people wanting to use this rail. And it will probably cause me to add another train onto here at some point. Tons of people wanting to go over to Dudley. I don't think we need another train on here. I mean, that's got 84 capacity. And the problem is that it's running about half full most of the time. Or it's running half full half the time. Let's see, is this getting enough steel? It really isn't. Which makes me think, did that take a full load? It did. There's a ton still on the platform. So let's go to this steel and let's replace these ships with something with a bit more capacity. So both of these can only move liquid. These are passenger ships. So I guess this Dinara Castle is probably our best bet. So we'll go ahead and replace those. They're a bit faster. They can move more product. And then actually what I just saw is I'm going to go ahead and replace this ferry. with this Frontenac. It's a little bit slower, but the capacity is much more realistic. You know, I mean, that's only got 36 on it to begin with. And then if we ever see the need, we can always go ahead and increase that capacity. And then the question is, how do I tie these two cities into kind of our main network of transportation? That is kind of the question. You know, I could put another ferry stop over here. And I could ferry them up and over. You know, I could kind of cut the end off this with a little bit of landscaping and ferry them right into Dudley. I could run a rail line. Another thing that I wanted to do way back when we built this was actually tie it into Farnborough. And I would be interested to see how that would work. We have a tram here, and if you remember from last time, we doubled up the directionality of our trams. So I'm going to do that while we're at it, while we're over here. And so this... Let's see, so this one is running, I guess, counterclockwise. Oh man, and I deleted that. All right, so this is a tram, and this is, what town are we in? Horsham. Tram to train, counterclockwise. And this is just the same thing, but clockwise. And how many trams do we have on this? 5. I might sell one of those and then get 4 more over here, running in the opposite direction. Let's see, here at Kings Road, I want you to hit number 1. And then this one at Mill Road, hit number 1. And everything else looks good. Okay, so let's figure out how we can get this train over here. And I think what it's going to require is actually breaking this network for a second. Because I need to figure out how to get a train right through here. So let me see. Just trying to figure out this terrain and where the best place for a rail station would be. Potentially right here. So if I put a 240 meter rail station if I put that in kind of right here, can I get a track through here? No. Just trying to bridge over these tracks. So let me get rid of that. I might delete this road. This is going to be interesting, so let me just connect that back up. Let's see. So if I put a station in... Oh, that's terrible. What if I put it in over here? It's a little bit better. Alright, so I'm going to put it in there. And now let's see if I can get this track. I can't get it up and over because this terrain is just brutal. I could cross. I mean, that's seems a little ridiculous. Oh, I don't know. I genuinely don't know if we can get a train over here to Farnborough. I mean, what if I come like that? I could try that. So let's see if I get rid of this road. Let's see if I put in a 240 meter station here. Like right there. I mean, that does get over. Could do that. So now let me get rid of this station. All right, so let's see how this looks. Oof, that is an aggressive. That's pretty close there, but I think I'm going to go with it. Honestly. Let's see if I make this a little bit smaller. Just try and fix some of this. All right. So now that we got that track here, let's figure out what we want to do. And this is still going uphill, so this train's going to struggle. And then we're going to need to tunnel through here. 100%. So let me see. So if I grab here. And then I connect it in here. So that's going to fill, that's going to cut. And we've got a tunnel here. Running all the way through there. Like that. I'm just going to do a straight tunnel right through there. Now let me see if I connect that in there. Yeah. Okay, so that track is in now. We've got a tunnel running straight through there. Pretty enormous tunnel. And now let me just go ahead and fix this. So I'll probably do it like that, and then I'll put trams back on there. And that fixes that line. And now I can let this run. So let's just see. We're going to take this existing Horsham to Newcastle, and after Horsham, go down here to Farnborough. And then back to Horsham. And once again, as always, wait for a full load for 60 seconds at these stations. And now this is no longer going to be Horsham to Newcastle, it's going to be Farnborough to Newcastle. And now we're going to need some sort of bus or tram. So let's see if I put a stop right there. It's got decent catchment, so I might be able to get away with just one other stop. Looks like I might need two. So I'm going to go bi-directional with this. And let's make this a tram. And now let's add in our lines. So one of them is going to go like this, and we'll make it blue color. And this is going to be the tram, and it's going to be Farnborough, tram to train. And this is the clockwise version. Now I'll copy that, and we'll add in a new line that goes the opposite direction. Just making sure that we're hitting all the right stops. I'll make this one green. And now this is going to be the counterclockwise tram. And now we're going to need a tram depot in here. So where's our industrial? It's kind of like right here. So I'll probably add that tram depot in right here. And let's go ahead and get maybe 2 trams on each of these. Perfect. Just like that. So now we've got some trams on there. They're going to go do their thing. We've already got passengers wanting to move around. We've already got 20 passengers here that want to go up to Newcastle. Or up towards Newcastle. Let's see. Retford now wants construction materials. That's taking a full load of fuel, which is awesome to see. This is leveled up. Probably gonna make, yep, that leveled up. So did that. So now we're getting a ton of crude oil onto this platform. All right, guys, that's we got a lot done. That's gonna bring us to the end of this episode, and we're gonna take a ride on one of these trains. Maybe we'll do this oil sand line, really long line. I think that would be good. And I'm really excited. You know, a lot going on in this series. Having a lot of fun making it. And until next time, I hope you guys have a great day. As always, like and comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know things you want me to try out, tips and tricks. And as always, subscribe for more videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.